Hey folks, Moose here. Well, it's that time again where we have updates in both the NIC and the OnOne black and white software plugins. And I thought I'd just show you a quick comparison of what I'm thinking, because every time they do an update, the one I'm going to use seems to change. They seem to leapfrog a lot. So here we go. Here's a basic photograph shot very simply. It's opened up in Photoshop CC 2014. That's a smart object. And I'm going to process these both right before you, just the way I normally would. So I'm going to start with the NIC. So I'm just going to go over to Efex Pro. And it's pretty darn simple the way I do it. And that's really important here. Now, there's a lot of different ways of processing and finishing an image in black and white. I'm going to show you the way I normally do it because I'm going for the quick and simple and clean. If it's really complicated, I just don't want to go there. Not much fun. I'm trying to keep it so it's instantly, probably the wrong word, quickly, not a good word. Probably I want to say the fastest way that brings this quality I'm looking for, that's the way I'm going. So I have my basic formula, which no more than changes my structure. Now we have down here on the color filters, like we go to red, and we can change the sky. See what happens? And we can change it a little bit with a hue, but that's as much targeting as we can do. All right? And there is basically it. That's the photo. Okay? That's kind of what I do in Efex Pro. Click OK. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick save as, because I want to show a comparison back and forth between the two. So there it is. That's basically it. I'm going to do a save as, and let's just call this NIC. I can remember that. Now what I'm going to do is once it's saved, I'm just going to go back to my history. Click on the file. It says open. That takes me right back to the original process out of Adobe Camera Raw with the smart object still embedded. You probably noticed that quite a while ago I changed my whole technique, and I'm doing everything with the smart object because Photoshop has become so much more powerful, so much easier to use, that I can do everything in the very beginning to the smart object, and then anything I change, it's going to go and reflect that change throughout everything. It's really clean and simple. We've come a long ways with Photoshop CC 214 really making a difference. All right, so there's the NIC. Let's go over to the OnOne. So I'm going to go to File, Automate, Perfect Black and White. And I should mention that I am using the Mac Retina here. I've got the Wacom 13 HD. Those things help make this all faster, but right now we're doing pretty much click, go, and off we are. So here we have the interface for OnOne. Now, what I like about this, and so right now I'm leaning back to the OnOne. So this is OnOne Black and White 8.5.1, the latest edition, and I'm really liking it because I can target things. Let's say, for example, I want to deal with that sky. Okay, if I just click on the red, instantly you can see what happens. Okay, and I can change the intensity of that sky. I can open up my shadows. Okay, I can bring up a little detail. And let's say, see these little elements right here by the hand? Those are red. If I want to really make them darker, I can target just them. See the difference? I mean, I love that fact that I can target that. And what's happened with the 8.5.1, as I'll show you here in a second, is what we've got in the final result. So basically that's it. I've clicked on the red, done a little fine tuning here, click apply. Seriously, I mean, it doesn't get any faster or any less complicated. That's just about as easy as it gets, and that's what I like. Yes, you can make it very complicated. I'm not into the real complicated because it ain't much fun. So let me do a save as. Okay, we're going to call this one, we'll just call it OnOne. Clever moose. All right, now with that, I'm going to open up the other one. Now, what I want you to look at, and seriously, this is really important, is some small subtleties which I think make for the big drama. All right, so let's go and Command O, open up the NIC so you can see it. And what are we going to look at? Well, I'm going to Command 0 to make it full screen. So here's the NIC. Okay, so the NIC right there. Look around the clouds. See this around here, little dark halo? Let's go and hit Control Tab. Disappears with OnOne. See the difference? See it? Look and watching there. See right here. Let's watch that. OnOne, Nick. OnOne, Nick. OnOne, Nick. Okay? There is a big difference right there. Okay? That in itself, then I start looking at the fuselage here of the FG-1D Corsair, I start seeing little subtleties. Now, can you get rid of this in Nick? Yeah, it's going to take a little time. Can you get rid of it in post and Photoshop? Of course, but it's going to take a little bit of time. But when I can come up with this real cleanness, okay, look at the clouds in the sky, around the plane, everything else, just that fast, that easy, that's why right now my favorite is the OnOne 8.5.1 black and white. So will it change tomorrow if they update the softwares, the plugins? It sure might. They seem like like I say, leapfrog back and forth. But people ask me which I like and why. I just want you to see the difference in how clean that sky comes, just that quick and easy. Nick, OnOne. Nick, OnOne. So that's basically it. I hope that helps answer some of those questions. Go out and make some of those dreams come true, folks. Black and white, the most romantic of all mediums in photography.